Well, hello, welcome back. And this is part three of my Badugi bonanza that I played. When was it? 27th. You can see it in the bottom, now the 29th, but it was the 27th when I played this. Bottom right of my screen. So here we go. I'm playing a lot of stuff. I've got two um, pot limit New Year special things going on. A tiny buy-in here and a considerably bigger buy-in on the left here. Then I've also got um, and I'm four-handed in the fixed limit. There's a fixed limit as well, so I've got lots more, not so much Badugi. I can't move for Badugi at the moment here, and three tournaments going on at the same time. Now this one here, right? So here I have a Pat Nines. This is the small buy-in pot limit uh, New Year thingy. And I've got a Pat now, a 9653, very strong hand. But you can see someone's raised here. This Wombat guy, I think it's from the UK. Love the word wombat. It's such a cool word, isn't it? I just love it. And then you've got two people who've raised, which is a little bit of a problem because you really want to, even though this is a really strong hand, you want to thin the field with it. So the only thing I'm going to do here is to just max. That's the only thing to do here. I'm not going to fold here now, put too much of my money in. If someone's got that beaten, that's just bad luck. So open this up, or raise it up. Three-handed, we're down to just three. It's almost like I can't see what's going on all the different tables, so I just have to. Do I decide to bet that? No, I don't. I just max this out again and hope. So we go three-way here. We go three-way. So I managed to get rid of one person. So he didn't call my big three bet. So yeah. Uh, Now unfortunately he calls here, so I'm thinking, thing is it's a low buy and some people are just going to call no matter what. So it's going to be a problem with hands like this is how do you get people to fold? All the time they just don't. Oop, okay, so I make a Badugi here. Very weak one, but you just got to bet it regardless. Now he's all in. He might have me beaten, who knows? Um, so it's Pat and okay. And oh gosh, so Wombat beat me too, and you absolutely you hit an absolute monster. So I lose to both of them there, and I'm out of the tournament because Wombat had me covered. He beat me by, as I said, by a small margin with a rough eight. So three-way, you are 40. I just had a look, 44% to win if against two people both drawing one. So you're actually going to win less than half the time. A little bit drawing one if they're alive to beat you. So if they hit a nine, they win. Well, in that Wombat didn't had a worse draw than that, so he didn't have as draw as good as a 6-5-3. So if he hits a nine, he actually loses to me. So just go back. What did he have exactly? 8-7, wasn't it, of some description? Oops. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? 8-7-6-2. Yeah. So if he hits a nine, he doesn't beat me. So I think it was 52% if that was if they both were in that situation. So average it out, 48% to this to hold up three-way. Not actually that great, is it? Less than half the time I'm actually going to have the best hand by the end here. If they carry on till the end, because sometimes they won't. Sometimes they won't. But he was all in anyway, and um, yeah, by the river, and he he gets the big 77,000 pot, whereas the other guy, Wombat, only gets 10,000. So you get 10,000 back for winning that side pot. Gosh. Okay, I'm out of that tournament. But luckily, though, I've also got two tournaments going on at the same time. Well, I had two tournaments. Oh no, you still have you still have the rest of your stack left. Okay, I was wondering whether Wombat got crippled there. He didn't. He lost a lot, but he's still got a reasonable stack. And so I'm glad I got knocked out of that one and not this one. This is the larger buy-in one. 10 times the size of the other one. And um, so now kind of I've actually got a Badugi on this table now. I raise that hand. You get don't have a particularly good hand. All the stuff. Now I make my hand here. Make it eight. I'm very happy about that. I bet after the first draw. He drew two. Called me. I just bet after the first draw with my pat hand, pat king, and I take it down. Okay, so and he folds. I folds on the turn there. So I've now got almost 100,000 chips, and he's almost dead. So yes, I have a Badugi again. Really terrible one, obviously. Just going to keep betting. Um, Bet again. This time he raises me, and look, it's no, don't call here. You're actually at the absolute bottom of your range. Like there are not many worse Badugis than this. There are there are a few. King, Queen, Jack, four, whatever. King, Queen, Jack, eight. But there are not very many, and um, he's really at the bottom of your range here. Just let it go. It doesn't matter that it's 34,000 a pot. Just let it go. Unless you know someone's just bluffs all the damn time. But I'm not getting that vibe. I hate that word actually from him. So just fold. And he's got a six. And he actually made a really good hand too. Worst possible eight, but it's a good hand. But it wasn't good enough on this occasion. He's out. And we go heads up now. I don't think I've been heads up with this guy before. I recognize him, recognize his little avatar thing there. And so now just two tournaments going on. At one point there I had four. Now just two. This most of my energies are going to be on this because the hands are going to come thick and fast. Check. I'm going to draw four here. Now you'll notice I have a tendency to draw more cards than my opponents do. I don't know if that's a good thing, but like I noticed that a lot of people just, even in the big blind, hardly ever draw three or four, whereas I will draw three or four quite a lot from that position. Um, Even heads up here. I mean, my hand's just complete garbage. I don't want to be drawing to the Queen Jack, but I think people might even do that. I don't know. So you just don't know what people have. So yeah, just draw four, and I don't hit particularly well. He doesn't bet there, right? I think if it goes 4-2, even if I miss, I'm probably going to bet there. I think because I wouldn't have just called in the first place anyway. I wouldn't have just like limped or whatever. So anyways, 8-6-1 now. Again, I don't bet this. He bets. The pot's got pretty small. Even though I do improve. I just he's going to call too much, I think. So he has a very small chip lead over me. Very, very even when we started this. Um, so I have a Badugi. He folds. So I don't actually like the way he's playing. Clear raise here. Oh gosh, look at this, right? So I haven't been playing a lot of hands on this table, but suddenly, out of nowhere, I've got a pat six. Got a pat six. So what number is this? 6-4-2-6-4-2-1 is number seven. 6-4-3-1 number eight. It's number nine. There's 715 possible pat Badugis you can get, or Badugis you can get. This is number nine. This is an absolute monster. I just hope it doesn't get folded. I don't just take it down before the draw. So that's good. He's re-raised small. Um, I bet here because I've got a Badugi and I take it down. So I now have a small chip lead over this guy. And the question is, what do I re-raise it back to? So I go really quite small there. So I bet, and this time I just bet. I'm trying to think how much to go to 13.5 here, just over half the pot, and 972. Pretty sure I just get out of the way here, do I? Yeah. So anyway, on the turn now, decide not to put all my money in. But now he looks like he's hit, which is fantastic. Assuming he hasn't beaten me, he will occasionally. but he's wow. So he kind of, I don't know. I think he hmm, torched off that stack really there. Um, I think he probably needed to get away from that. Anyway, he didn't, and he decided to just basically kamikaze his way out of that pot. Well, he was in the pot. He was in the pot. He just didn't. He just lost by a big margin. It's my number nine. So I worked it out at number nine. So and he's cool. I take one off here. Second draw. And I improve now. I don't raise him, which I probably should have done. I should have raised him. I'm a bit tentative here, and as it turned out, it worked out all right for me because he had a pat nine, a smooth nine, and I managed to lose the minimum there. So he has a small chip lead over me now. Raise up by 5-3. So look, so I double up there. I've got almost 120,000. So that's nice. It's a stroke of luck to get that. Most of my energies are on this table just simply uh, because the hands, as I said, are coming thick and fast. Big draw here. Folds, unfortunately. Ooh. Oh, did I say there were any? Hang on, what's going on? Oh yeah, that's the tournament I got knocked out of. I need to get rid of it. Close it. Close it. Yeah, there we go. So I decided, so I've got 9-6-1, and he limps and he folds. I don't think he's playing very well. So there we go. Right, open 8-3-1 on the button. It's a very good, strong hand to have on the button. I go and hit a Badugi. Gonna be betting this all the way. I'll bet the river as well. If so, I think I will, but he just folds anyways. He folds on the turn a lot, and I'm thinking, well, if he's folding that often, whether I should be snowing and things, if he's giving up this this easily. I mean, obviously, it is often correct to fold on the turn. So I just check and draw two here. Now, I think a lot of people would draw one here. I think a lot of people would draw one here and keep the 10. I decide to get rid of the 10 in this spot. The 6 and the 5 are close to the 10's a little bit further away. You can make a monster, you can make a good 3-card hand. And this is the thing, I think people underestimate the value of a good 3-card hand, especially when you're short-handed like heads up like this. A lot of the time you just don't need a Badugi to win. It's called, the game is called Badugi. Now I bet because I've got a good strong 3-card hand now, and it's not fantastic, but it's good. Heads up, 6-5-4 is pretty good. Now, oh, this is a bit awkward. I've got to. He's pat. Like I also don't think he's 3-betting his 1-card draws nearly enough. So this time, what do I do? Now this is kind of interesting. He's pat. So and I decide to raise here. I've got position on him. I've improved significantly. I've got 4-2-1. So because I improve, I figure I have to raise here, and I sort of put him to the test a little bit. Uh, Most of his Badugis are not going to be that great because most Badugis aren't. So if I can get him to break, that's an amazing result with this. So he just calls now. And then he draws, and that's just like, yeah, baby. It's just like, man, that's good when you can get somebody to do that, isn't it? And I bet, and he calls, I'm going to bet the river no matter what. And I go and hit that, and it's like, yeah, man. Um, I might have won that pot anyway if I'd hit there, but now I'm ahead. I'm 3-1 up on him almost, and I'm feeling pretty good about life. I am, yeah, 3-1, a 3-1 chip lead, largely as a result of just that one hand. And I'm thinking, well, I should be able to get him now. This is still, who knows what's going to happen, but so bet here because still got I've got a really nice 1-card draw. It looks like he's Now look at me, I've got a Badugi. So now, very, very strong Badugi. And he raises, and I re-raise him. I hope my hand's going to be good enough here. Oh wow! So look at that now. So, so he makes a seven, and I win this huge pot here. He's down to 6,000. So I have a chip lead of whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it is. Getting on for 30 to 1. And uh, yeah, so I just need to win one hand, and I've won the pot. So um, decide to draw two here. Um, that's my plan anyway. He's not very happy, obviously. Feels like, and I think maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should have just. I mean, I don't know. He's probably just going to get it all in with anything. I think that's fine. So I decide to draw two. Improve to eight. I'm going to keep the eight now. I always make a bit of a distinction. Nine is kind of a hand. No, I don't like to keep a nine in that spot, but an eight I will keep. Maybe this time I would have kept the nine if I'd actually hit it, got it back. So drawing one. Now he's drawing one, and he beats me, right? So yeah, it's always quite likely with him drawing one there that he's going to have a better three card hand than me. So yeah, so he just sort of stays alive. Still have an enormous chip lead. Still just need one hand to beat him basically. So 2-1. I just call. So he's just donked straight into me here, which is a little bit frustrating. Looks like he's hit a Badugi. Ugh. And I failed to hit. He's only got a queen, so a bit of luck I would have won that, but no, he's still there, and he's now got 27,000. Obviously, still have this very big lead, but managed to sort of claw his way out of that, uh, a little bit out of that hole. Now I've got a pat nine. I don't get any action at all, so being in a very, still in an extremely strong position. But I basically had this tournament wrapped up there, and he's prolonging it, isn't he? I'm going to draw three here, keep the seven. And multi-way, I might not even keep the seven. 8-4-3. Draw two. I bet because I'm a card ahead. I have to bet here. He folds. That's kind of nice. Little pot, but take what you can get. Get rid of this. 10-8-5. You know, in some situations I might decide to raise there. I don't feel against him I need to, so I call. It's probably not a. It sounds ridiculous, but it's actually it feels that because he's so passive, actually folding there might not have been such a bad thing. He's criminally passive, I think, especially when it's been heads up. He's just I honestly don't think he's very good. So I feel if I can just he doesn't bet. He's a card ahead here. I bet, and this is where I go wrong here. I do far too much of this in this heads up. I need to just fold there. I'm at the bottom of my range. Did I fold? No, I didn't. I call. That's terrible. I don't give him credit for actually having something. I've got a king. I mean, I I need to fold there. Of course, he's got number two. So suddenly, my chip lead, that was awful. I needed to get rid of it. It's almost like I'm not believing him, and that's so this is my failing. This heads up. Just I'm calling too often. I'm not giving him credit for actually having what he's telling me he's got. I'm not seeing these bluffing or whatever, so I'm like cursing myself now. And now I've got a really strong three card lead. I don't get any action, so I'm having a lot of that sort of thing happen. While on this table, by the way, all this is going on, I'm basically not playing any hands here. I'm just not getting any hands. We 5-4 under the gun, you can't play that. So I'm folding an awful lot on this table. Still got that nice stack after. So I take one off here. I fold, which I think is the correct thing there. So now my lead is down to less than 2-1 after being, what, 30-1 or something at one point. So now I go and hit a Badugi, quite happy about that, and then he just folds. Doing a lot of folding on early streets. Um, so it's already turning into quite a battle, this heads up now. Well, it looked like it might be like a kind of routine win. Certainly not looking like that now. Get rid of those three. Hit really well. I decide to just bet straight into him. Calls me. This time I've got a Badugi. He raises. Ah, it's awkward. I don't think I can fold there. Check and call. If he bets, he doesn't bet. He doesn't bet there. That's terrible. Absolutely awful how he doesn't bet on the end there. It's appalling. He's appallingly passive. But he wins the pot, and now my chip lead is quite slender, isn't it? So I've got a Badugi here. He's drawing two. And I could take that one down. He doesn't want to continue, does he? Doesn't kind of make sense there, though. Obviously, I have to raise because I've got a monster draw here. I bet. He folds. Okay, so I'm taking a lot of pots down on the early streets. When we get to the later streets, I'm often losing. And of course, the pots are bigger then. So it's not what I'm used to. I'm used to winning the big pots and losing the small ones. It's kind of the opposite here against this guy. Decide to just fold here. Like sometimes I'd want to open that, but when someone limps in, I think folding is the right thing here. Okay, so I've got a bit of a lead again now, sort of 1.5 to 1, that kind of thing. Um, he folds. That's nice because I don't have anything. Have anything here either. Oh, um, I raise because I have a Badugi. And it's all this limping. It can't be optimal. He just gets out of the way. It's had a few Badugis here, so 953 here. Gonna play it as a one card draw. Improves significantly, and he just folds. So again, he can't be completely missing. Well, he could be. He could just be completely missing. So my lead is back to 2.5 to 1 now, so or nearly that. Um, let it go. A flush on the other table. Whilst the other table's sort of just going on in the background here. Something nice pops up. Well, that would be cool, but not a lot is popping up on there at the moment. Don't have anything I can get involved with here. So I'm just open raising every hand. 3/8 there. Happy to get a walk there. Got a Badugi here. Draws two. Pats. I've had a lot of Badugis, a lot of kind of weak lot of weak pats. This time he calls. He's got a one card draw now. He folds. That's all right. So my hand's not very good. Um, so I decided to draw three here. I'm pretty sure. A lot of people would probably draw two here, but no, you want to draw three. Now I've he bets. I check raise him because I've got a really whether that's the right thing, whether I should just bet directly into him, I don't know. And now on the river, I bet again, and he raises me, and I call. It's a difficult one. And he's got a monster, so he has hit some absolute monsters. I mean, of course, I hit that one, and which almost eliminated him earlier on. But he's had number two and then number six there. Maybe I should have just folded to his raise on the river. I think my bet there was fine. I think he was going to call me. He might have had the 3-2-1, but he might have a lot of the time he would have had the six draw, and he might have called me with that. Should have called me with that. But so he's sort of catching me up again now. It's already been quite a battle this. Um, checks this. Again, I'm actually gonna draw one now. I bet he folds, which is kind of interesting. So I hit my 10. I think that was the right thing to draw one there. Folded. Normally I'd raise. I just, especially with all my suits being live, but I just feel against him. It's just probably a losing proposition to do that. I don't know. I don't know. Probably not. Actually, I probably should have raised there. Anyway, can't put this guy away at all. I don't feel like he's very good, but I just can't put him away. And well, see what develops in the rest of this, because this is not going to end anytime soon by the looks of things. Don't have anything here. I draw four. He uh he bets. I wonder if he actually had a Badugi there. If he's actually going to bet the 4-1 without a Badugi. I don't know. It's don't have a lot there. Take that one. Just going to walk there. Ugh. It's funny when I don't recall all these ups and downs and all these hands. I don't. Only one or two of them I can actually remember. It's also happened like 36 hours ago now. What was? Oh, okay, 2-2. Check it back. No point in betting that. Now we go 1-2. Like cool, but I bet he's got a Badugi, and he has. This is the thing. He's check it back, and I lose clearly. He's got a 10. Now he takes the lead. I think that's the first time he's actually taken the lead since right at the beginning of the heads up. Um, I'm just not winning the big pots at all. It was a reasonably big pot, and not a massive one, but big enough. And only winning these little pots. What have I got here? Calls. Decide to draw two. I bet because I've got a 10. 10-3. It's going to be awkward if he raises me here. I will bet the river too. Or will I? Oh no, I just check it back. Oh, I think I needed to bet there. I think that was a bit of a mistake not betting that actually. I mean, he's going to be curious sometimes and call me down without a Badugi. He should be. So I don't even think I played that well. I haven't bluffed or whatever very much. Apart from that one that got him to break. That was a big moment. But apart from that, I've been pretty. I guess it's the reason is because it's him. I don't feel that he's putting any pressure on me. So I'm back in the lead again now. I, I feel I don't need to do anything crazy. I think if I just play very, very standard, I should be able to beat him. But it's still a small sample size of hands. So 2-1, I don't bet. I'm sure he's going to have a better hand than me most of the time. Ooh, 8-4-3, 8-3-2. Gosh, little pot though. What have I got on this table here? Just decided to follow. I can't. What happened there? Did someone raise? I think somebody raised, so I just let that one go. Otherwise, I would have come in there, I think. Ooh, it's taking a long time, isn't it? We're not getting any nearer the end by the looks of things. It's wow. Bet here. He folds. Gosh, again, I'm taking these pots down the early streets. I just decide to fold there. It's very, very tight. Uh, just, oh, do I decide to draw two here? Oh, I don't know. I should have drawn two. I feel like drawing one might have been better there. That's close, though. It's close. Let's just check here as well. Now I draw one. There's no point. The pot is tiny. It's got 7-3-2. Don't feel as much worth it. I just sort of give up there. I think that's okay. 2-2. Check it back. Try to draw two again after he draws two. If I'd drawn one, I might have bet and taken it down. Maybe I should have done that. I completely miss. He has a good one card hand there. Doesn't he's amazingly passive though. He needs to bet there. That not betting there is just criminally bad. Uh, I feel I am playing too passively in this heads up. But his passivity is just just beyond beyond acceptable. Honestly, it's unacceptable. Gonna draw three, gonna keep the seven. In a multi-way pot, I'd even ditch the seven there and draw four, like if it was four-way or something. So now I've improved a little bit, but so I've got 7-3-1, pretty decent draw. Of course, he's so passive. I expect him to have better than this a lot of the time, but he actually do win that time. We're pretty much even in terms of chips, so whew, this is I remember this. Uh, it was one for the ages. This is. There's about $11 at stake here, by the way. The winner gets, I think, 39, and the loser gets 28 or something. So, but it's the principle of it, man. It's. I feel like I'm better than him. I feel like I'm a lot better than him, actually. Maybe I'm, and I don't. And this is me saying that I'm not the sort of person who I feel overrates my ability. I fold here. Now he's got a lead of about 1.5 to 1 on me. I'm sort of feeling this slipping away now. It's been very frustrating. When you get that close to winning, I'm going to draw one here. Probably take one off if he bets. Maybe I should bet now if I miss. But I've improved a little bit, so I decide not to bet there or here. He has 5-4-3. So again, it's a really strong three-card hand there. He doesn't bet it. That's his biggest problem is he's not betting his three-card hands. He's making a lot of strong three-card hands and not betting them. It's terrible. Um, I haven't made. It's been one of my. I haven't actually made a lot of strong three-card hands. It's kind of a lot of sort of weak Badugis and stuff like that. So I decide to raise that 5-3. Now I feel I've been too passive now. Now that he's got a lead of more than 2 to 1, I'm deciding I'm going to have to be a bit more aggressive. Uh, I'm going to come back, or else thing's going to slip away. That's how I feel anyway. So check. I just call him because I feel he's going to have a Badugi far too often. What happens here though? I don't think I've played this one very well. I decide to bet here. He folds. Okay. Don't think I was optimal with the way I played that hand at all. Whew. Gonna bet into him here. And now he raises. It's got a Badugi, obviously. Make the call here. Probably should have just let that go. I've got 3-2-1. I look him up. He's got the nuts. Wow. So it's all just slipping away. Decide to bet. I've got the card ahead. I've got a good draw. Can't put him away. Checks. Here we are on the river. He's got 6-3-1. He beats me again, and he's up 5-1. And I'm not a happy bunny right now. I don't think. This heads up's been going a long time already. I miss. Let me draw two again. I haven't actually been running all that well. It's another thing to remember. I decided to just bet here. Calls me. I'm going to bet the river as well. I've got a Badugi this time. And luckily, he actually made a Badugi on the end there, so I'm lucky. But of course, I had such a strong three card that if I'd missed, I would have bet that anyway on the river. If I hadn't hit on the second draw, assuming he didn't have a Badugi already. He just comes out and bets that, and I fold, which I think is the right thing to do. So I did get a lifeline there, but still, I wouldn't say I'm on life support, but I'm heading in that direction. Was on life support just a minute ago. Man, I'm not winning the small pots either. A little walk there with my flush. Notice on this table I'm just not playing any hands at all. So it's going much more slowly there. 8-handed instead of 2-handed. Wow, so I've got to hit a Badugi here. He just folds. Wow, isn't that amazing? You know, he's draw 1-2. He doesn't. He needs to bet a card ahead. He's. I can't be losing to this guy. That's how I feel. But very. I'm sort of kind of close. I had a reasonable draw there. I would have opened it up or raised if I had the chance. I have got a monster draw. I've got 4-3-1. Probably just going to have to. Well, now he bets directly into me. Going to call. He's got a Badugi. I probably have to fold if I don't hit myself. I'll let it go, which is very, very frustrating. Such a strong draw. Such a strong draw, but um, that's life. That's what life does to you, unfortunately. Still not getting any hands on the other table. So, got a Badugi here. Now, if he raises here, he doesn't. So he lets me have that one. Ugh. Got another Badugi here. A little rather stronger, a little bit stronger. I managed to come back a little bit here. Still has a lead of more than 3-1. This has been a very, very long heads up. This is already probably the longest I've ever longest heads up I can remember since possibly since I got back to playing again. So I think this has been more than a decade since I played a heads up as long as this, and who knows when it's going to end. I'm an underdog at the moment. Um, I just call here, and that can't be the right thing to do against this God really exists guy. I think I need to put him all in there. So now I hit a Badugi. I took on the left-hand table, of course. So I had to just check. He checks it back, which is kind of interesting. But I've been too passive. Oh, okay. What does he do? He just folds. So I feel like I should have got his stack there, you know. I think I misplayed that. I should have re-raised him before the draw. That's what I needed to do. Anyway, big draw here. Keep betting. This time he folds. Well, that's nice. I wonder what he folded there. It was nice when you don't hit your hand, you still win it, right? The other guy just gets out of the way. Just check. Yeah. Am I going to bet this here? Oh, I feel like I should have bet that, you know. I've been too passive here. Yeah, I actually win that. Wow. 9-3-1. Gonna fold here. He's been criminally passive, but I've been too passive too. So it's been, looking back, I don't like the way I've played. I mean, it's been okay, but I needed to be a lot um, more aggressive. Um, okay, hope this one's gonna hold up. He folds. He does fold on the turn and even the flop quite often. So now, come back a little bit. He's up by about um, 5-3, and part of the problem with this table is all my energies are on the one on the right, and it's a little bit difficult to play here. Um, kind of, it's I don't know how people play 16 tables or whatever. I've got no idea. I think it's because in Hold'em, a lot of people they've played so much Hold'em that their plays are just automatic. So I'm actually getting a lot of these sort of two card draws, aren't I? Another one here, right? This time when he just limps in, I don't raise it. I'll open raise it. Ugh. So now I check raise him there. Whew. So he actually does bet his one card draw there. He hasn't been betting his one card draws nearly enough. So I almost wonder whether I should have just bet straight into him there. 1-2, bet here because I've hit a monster draw now. Keep betting, keep betting. Don't don't stop betting, don't stop betting, please don't stop betting. He folds there on the river. That's kind of interesting. So it means that when you look at that, it means, well, I could have had like a three card nine there and done the same thing. So I've got a big draw here, So tables are starting to turn a little bit. I'm in the lead now. We go 1-2 and he folds. So I'm being a little bit more aggressive now. Gotta be 6-4. Yeah, don't hesitate. Just open it up there. Now back in back in business, but wow, I was almost out the door there, wasn't I? Let's see what actually eventuates. It's been a long, just bet straight into him after I hit my fantastic monster draw. Look at this, number 6, everybody calls me. Just pat. Come on, go and hit a hand now. He just folds. Ooh, raise this. Just check it back. That's what? I'm on a 1, I'm on a 2. I just call him. I freeze here. I did the right thing. Wow, he's got the nuts. So we've seen the nuts 3 times already. I made it early on, and he's now made it twice. He's 2-1 up on making the nuts, and this heads up. It's rare you'll see the nuts once heads up, but to see it 3 times, and um, wow, got a big draw here. So he's up by 1.5 to 1, 3 to 2. Okay, 1-2, and he just folds. Nothing here. Or here. We're going to draw 3 here, I think, to the 6. If I go and hit a Badugi, I think I have to bet this because he's not going to bet often enough. Pat. Awkward if he raises me. He folds though. It's going to lead him just over 2 to 1 now. Hit a monster draw now. Keep betting. Do not stop betting. Do not stop betting. Do not stop betting. Okay. 3 to 1. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, that's a bugger because I had such a strong draw there. So I've been running a lot better now. Last sort of 5 to 10 minutes. Went for a pretty barren spell there. I just couldn't. Well, I might have had okay hands to start with, but they didn't materialize into anything. Whereas now I'm hitting a lot better on the first draw and stuff. So look at this one. I was going to draw there. Don't keep the queen there. It's not worth it. You know, 5-4-2 is going to be good enough a lot of the time anyway. And then you have the chance to make an absolute monster. Have to raise this up. Do I decide to snow this? I think I should be doing that. He just folds though, so I don't need to make a move like that. 7-6-1, that's perfectly good enough to get some money in. Again, got a monster draw here. Well, I like the word monster, don't I? But it was kind of monsterish. 6-5-2. Heads up, it's very nice. And I have a Badugi. Now, come on. I can sort of smell. I've got the smell of him now. Ugh. Now, I used to play with my grandfather, my granddad, in New Zealand. The last time I ever saw him was in 1997, and I used to play cribbage. We always used to call it just crib with him, and he used to. It was a very sort of lurid expression. I mean, he was a farmer, right? He was a farmer, and he always used to say, "I've got this." When he was, if I was in the lead, he was catching me up. I've got the smell of you now. It was a very sort of lurid expression from his hunting background. I thought, wow, I always remember that. Yeah, the last time I ever saw him, break off a second here, the last time I ever saw him, it would have been August 1997, and we had to leave at about 9 a.m. or something, 9:10, something like that. Got up, pack my bags, whatever, and he wanted to play a game. It was just like 7 or something in the morning. He wanted to play a game of crib with me, and and then and I beat him in that game. And then he wanted to play another game. He beat me in that game, and that was the last time I ever saw him. He was 80. How old was he? He was 84. He was 84. He was born in 1913, and he died at 80. 9. He was almost 90 when he died, but I wasn't. This was in New Zealand. That's not where I was living at the time. I was living in the UK. Died in, well, actually died at this time of year, right? I think it was like Boxing Day he died, was it? Yeah. So that would be 2002. So 20 years ago. 20 years ago. Crikey. That's 20 years ago this week my grandfather died. So he would have been 100 and, if he was still alive now, he'd have been 109. Jeez. I'm not that old, by the way. It's just, by the way, my mother, well, my grandmother, this was my mum's dad. My mum's mum lived to, I think, 91. But she has a cousin who is still alive. She's 105. And it's the most amazing thing that when the Queen died in September, they had a radio show. I think she's living in a home now. She's moved in there recently, and they had a phone-in show, and she she decided she's all there and back at 105, and she called in. She called the number, and they wanted to just after the Queen died, they wanted to hear if any older people remember the coronation or the Queen, or when George VI died, or any of that stuff. And then she just came on the phone and said, "Well, yeah, no, I remember when the Queen was born." And there was like, I think the host was kind of like, what have we got here? You obviously have to be at least 100 for that to be true. Yeah, yeah, I'm certainly qualify. I certainly make it into that category. She said yes, and I remember it very, very clearly. I was 9 years old, and she, yeah, and I was like, she's going to be queen one day. And when she was born, she realised that she was going to be queen, and she was actually queen probably soon. Wasn't It was actually not that didn't take that long for her to become queen. It's quite incredible. I mean, I'm no royalist or anything myself, so I don't get into ins and outs of royal family. I just don't care enough. I'm not a Republican or anything. I don't really have an opinion on the matter, but I just thought that was lovely. Um, that whole thing. So anyway, 6-2 here. Um, Nothing here. 5-2 now. Improved slightly. Don't need to do anything silly. Got the smell of him, but he's clearly he's got a Badugi there. I think nearly all the time. He's not betting. It's like 2-1. You have to bet there. So wow, this has been such a long heads up. I've got a flush. I get a walk, and I've got tens and fives. I've got nickels and dimes on the other table there. So I decided to raise here 2-1. That's very, very nice. Completely miss, unfortunately. Still completely missing. He needs to bet there. He absolutely has to bet. If he bets, I'm out of the hand. He wins that pot, but he doesn't bet. So we go to the final draw. We go 1-2 again, and I bet this because I've got 5-2-1, and he just folds. It's extraordinary how you end up winning these sorts of pots that you shouldn't still be allowed. I should have been, you know, bet out of the pot. Still carry on though. 420th hand of the tournament. Uh, I'll tell you exactly how many hands this heads up does last when we finish. Whichever way it's going to go. It looks like it's going to go my way at the moment, but it's looked like that half an hour ago too, didn't it? 2-2 bet this. 7-3-2, and he just folds again. Wow. After the 2-2 spot, when someone bets, you need to be fairly tenacious there, actually. It's only a small bet. You shouldn't just give up there if you miss. Not, I mean, sometimes you might, but you can't always give up there when you miss when it goes 2-2, because that guy's going to be betting a lot of one card draws, and you still have one. Like if you've got ace two, ace three, 2-3, something like that, he should be betting any decent one card hand there. Who knows? Maybe even a crappy one, and then you have all the chance there to catch up. You're drawing two cards, so you shouldn't just give up there all the time. When it goes 2-2 and the other guy bets, even if it goes 2-1 and the guy bets, you shouldn't always give up. Oh, that's a shame. I had such a nice draw there. Four figures now. Well, 10 to 1 chip lead. Surely I can do it now. Surely I can do it. 6-5, raise it up. We three bets. We have to call. I get it. Get doesn't matter. Right, 6-5. Completely missed. Well, I've got 5-2 now. I've got 5-3-2. And now I hit on the river and he had 3-2-1 and oh wow. So I was very lucky there, but so I win, right? I win the tournament. Isn't that just amazing? I know it says I'm the winner and I get 39 bucks. It's a shame it's not a bit more. It used to be like 80 something, didn't it? When we used to have much bigger fields during COVID. Uh Before I did made these videos, I played these and not that often because a lot of the time I just couldn't do it. I was too busy, but so that winter, sort of Christmas period, I was able to play these, or January, February sometimes. Um, at least twice as many people bought in as in this one. Then he got 50 or 60. Now I'll tell you, we played 180 hands in that heads up. 180. By the way, I'm watching some darts on TV. So 180. I can't get that right at all. Just extraordinary how long that was. Unbelievably long. Yeah, but anyway, that's that's what happened. It was a very, very long heads up. I think it's probably the second longest I've ever played, and the longest one was would have been in like 2010 in the Scoop when I finished second in the Scoop, Badugi, which is my greatest moment in online poker. That was. Um, So it wouldn't have been many more hands than this. I think it was around about 200, so a little bit, maybe like only barely more than this. It was extremely long heads up, and it reminded me actually of a tennis match I played, funnily enough, in some time ago now, and I used to play this what we call inter-club tennis. You play matches against other clubs, and you play some doubles and you play some singles. And I remember we played our doubles. Did we win that? I can't remember. And then I played my singles, and it was this guy, and I thought he was probably a little bit better than me. Anyway, it's best of three sets. At least it was then. Don't know what they would do now. Probably something less. You want to shorten everything, don't they? So that people can spend more time on their devices and their phones and whatever. Anyway, so so I won the first set 6-2, which was a bit of a surprise. I didn't expect to win the first set 6-2 against him. I think we played him in the doubles and he looked pretty good. And so winning that, and even after I'd won this first set 6-2, I thought well, there's no guarantee I'm going to win this match. he's 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 a decent player, and I just probably won the important points in the games and stuff, and probably flattered me a little bit the score in the first set. And then the second set, I was down in the second set, I remember, probably 4-2. And I'm not making a good start. Like then I came back, I led 5-4, and then I had a match point in the second set on his serve, and he had a good serve. That was the thing, and so I and he saved the match point. And this is low level tennis, by the way. This is not this is nothing. This is very um, I wouldn't say beginner level, but not much more than that. And anyway, and he wins the game 5-5, 5-all, uh, he and then he wins the set too. So having saved the match point, I lose the set 7-5, and then his confidence is way up at that point, and then he goes 3-love up in the third set. So I've lost 6 games in a row by this point, and I've had a match point, and I'm pretty much gone. That's how I'm feeling. I think I get 1 game back, then he goes 4-1 up, and and then somehow I managed to just claw back a game, and then claw back another game, and it was a real effort. There's nothing was coming easy, but I managed to claw back, and then I then I remember the 4-all game on my serve. I'm sure he must have had points to win that game, but I hang on, win my serve, and then it's his serve, and I'm up 5-4, and then I go up 15-40, so I have two more match points. His serve was just so good on those big points. I don't know what it was. It's like professional level. The rest of his game was good, for decent, but somehow and he wasn't coming up with big serves on all the points, but just on these damn points. And I got them back, but he put him in a commanding position anyway. So I think I needed numerous chances there to actually get over the line. And I remember the very last point, and it just went on. That very last point just went on forever. And eventually he went long, and I just and I got there. I won it 6-4 in the third after having a match point about an hour before. I finally won, and it was at this sort of tennis complex. This was late at night. Well, I don't know how late it was. About 10:30, something like that. And I remember that very, very clearly because that was a match that I was so close to winning, and then it almost got away from me, and somehow I was able to come back, and this reminded me of that. It was also a funny situation that very, very busy tennis centre, you've got all these people playing at the same time, and then gradually as the evening goes on and people win their matches finish, it thins out, and then eventually I remember it was just him and me, and then the funny thing is, the following day, I got some tennis people from the tennis club. They called me up, and I think it was the division above or something. They said, "Well, we need somebody to play. Will you play?" And I was physically knackered. I hadn't slept much because you don't sleep after a match like that very well. And anyway, I had to play again, and did we win the doubles that time? I think so. And then the singles. I mean, I was so tired. I lost the first set 6-1. Then I won the second 6-3, and then the third set went all the way to a tie break, and I won the third set on a tie break. I think the tie break was probably 7-4 or something. Went all so to play these two singles matches back to back on successive days, both long matches. That second one wasn't as long as the first one though, even though it went to a tie break. But the first set, I just couldn't even hit a butt. In the second match, I couldn't even hit a bloody barn door. And I sort of eased my way into it a little bit in the second. And I think the third, I was probably ahead most of the time. Then he came back. I think I was kind of marginally ahead. I was like 4-2 or something. And yeah, I think you got a couple of points away from winning it though. Maybe he was up 6-5 or something. I'm trying. It's a long, long time ago, but I do remember just those two matches, but especially that first one. I think the second guy, although it might have been a higher division, I don't think he was such a strong player. I don't think he was quite. It was a young guy. That was a young guy. Obviously, it was the older guys who would be a little bit, I mean, mentally tougher somehow, more experienced, and um, yeah. So anyway, well, so I won a tournament there. I won my first win for since like middle of October or something. And the last time I played heads up, it only went two hands, the other extreme, right? So anyway, that was that. I hope you enjoyed that one. And there is going to be a part four because you might have noticed that there's still a tournament going on the left there. So part four is going to come up as well. So don't go away. Stay tuned for part four. I hope you enjoyed that. And I'll be back um, before too long. Okay. See you soon.